Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows it?
That's Sentient Being, Citizen of Gothem. It is Tuesday, July 14, 2015. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in. All News Pipeline, 2 short articles on more JADE HELM updates. FEMA Camp Mall in Oregon exposed while doomsday planes fly over D.C. ahead of JADE HELM. They did a little picturesque thing of comparing, I guess, Auschwitz or whatever, German internment camps. Ever since All News Pipeline published the original Converting Malls into FEMA Camp stories back on June 25, 2015, after an ANP reader emailed us pictures of the Marana Spectrum, a mall being built in Arizona that looked more like a FEMA camp than a mall. We have been inundated with emails and pictures from other readers across America who have been noticing the exact same thing. Nearly every mall going up across America in 2015 has many of the same characteristics that we'd likely see in a FEMA concentration camp. In this story, we learn of more malls in America with the same characteristics. We also take a look at a video from Pete Santilli in which he tells us about the doomsday plane flying over Washington, D.C. area at JADE HELM 15 prepares to officially begin with the next several hours. It's 3 hours and 37 minutes from where I am. Latest installation into this shopping mall converted to FEMA camp stories comes from an eye-opening picture sent to us by another ANP reader comparing today's USA malls with Nazi concentration camps from 1940s. Germany seen at the top of the story as in much of more detail at the bottom of the story. To say there is an amazing similarity would be an understatement. With Ron Paul now issuing a dire warning about the coming economic collapse of America, how long will it be until Americans are no longer able to afford to purchase almost anything at these malls and then suddenly transform into what they've been seemingly alternately built for? We also can take a look at a new video just published by YouTube Christina Baucamp, who gives us a tour of the Woodburn Mall in Oregon, another mall that if you only saw from the air or the ground and knew not what it was, you might think it was a prison, if only it had barbed wire fence around it. We also count close to 20 or more guard towers surrounding the property. ANP previously reported upon commercial camouflage, the practice of preparing to use commercial buildings in a way other than the public is intended to see it, on June 28th, in which we told you at least 5 new mall openings in October of 2015 across America. Strangely, each of these malls had many characteristics on prison camps. On July 1st, we told you about the premium outlets in Charlotte, North Carolina, seen in the image directly below. Woodburn Mall in Oregon is one such mall. Our videographer also looks at the Troutdale Mall in Oregon as possibly being used as a detention center in the 3rd video below. They have a couple of videos. You can see the malls they're talking about. You can also Google Earth it yourself if you want to find out about it. This is the plane that they're talking about that's been flying over Washington, much like the planes that supposedly hit the buildings, right? 9/11, right? I'm kidding. I'm being sarcastic. Anyway, another JADE HELM report. Major red list alert. Spec Op Power Center operation to begin. By the time your power and phone lines go out, it is too late. Well, that's obvious. A very disturbing alert gone out about power planned outages being initiated by on the California-Nevada border in the Anthill and Tenjon Ranch area, where spec ops are conducting operations on land owned by a power company used false pretenses from July 15th to the 20th, 2015. The original alert sent over Steve Quayle will be shown below. Follow Quayle's major red list warning. On the nights of July 15th to the 20th, spec ops will be conducting operations at a major power center in the mountains between California and Nevada. They will supposedly be practicing surveillance techniques, defensive operations, and even sabotage operations of power stations. This will be spec ops conducted operations on land owned by a power company under false pretenses. I say false pretenses because observer knows for a fact that the military leadership has not told the power company that owns the facility that this operation is running in conjunction with a bigger overall national drill. If they are doing this secretly in this one area that is not shown as hostile in JADE HELM map, what are they doing all over the country? One source told me that when the lights go out intentionally, so do we. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to do some type of major power outage in a couple major cities where they kill the transformers, which obviously transduce the electricity everywhere. And if that happens, then you're going to have a lot of civil unrest, and of course that will mean they'll have to put martial law into effect and have National Guard and military to save us, because we'll be in peril. Major red list alert: don't be in your normal areas and assume you are already under observation and have been for some time. There will be no chance encounters. Go back and read the guidelines for Jade Helm, telling local law enforcement officers do not respond to 911 calls at night if your power and phones lines go out. You will have no more need for alerts. My prayer is for the living God to intervene in a supernatural and mighty show of answers to the prayers of his people and confound all their plans. If something like that did happen, I would say that's a holographic event, and they're trying to get everyone to believe in something superficial to sway the masses and have a one-world government and one-world religion, but that's just my opinion. The original leaked Jade Helm document uploaded to Scribd by Stefan Stanford, and published first by All News Pipeline on March 13, 2015, and embedded below shows on page 9 subcategory what to expect and increased aircraft in the area at night, and warns that there will be noise complaints. It specifically mentions the local Leos are fully aware of the exercise, meaning there are expected complaints and to ignore them because it's all part of the exercise. Read the entire document for yourself below. People on much talked about red lists are those that will not comply with the nationwide lockdown or martial law, including constitutionalists, preppers, veterans, Christians, survivalists, and many more, and many believe the red list is composed of those slated for elimination during the implementation of the New World Order. After a series of events reported on July 8, 2015, including a very strange day that saw the New York Stock Exchange, United Airlines, and the Wall Street Journal all suffering what have been termed technical glitches, and a power outage in D.C. and Snap EBT card snafu, and a huge portion of the New York subway system being shut down, another technical glitch. There seems to be some major preparation, or what might some call beta testing, being carried across the country ahead of Jade Helm 15, which is scheduled to begin coincidentally on July 15, 2015, the same day the alerts says the planned power outages are set for power centers on the California-Nevada border. I did an article on that. Check the links. Bottom line here, by the time your power and phone lines go out, it'll be too late, so prepare now just in case. As we say often, be prepared and find out you do not need it, than to need it and not be prepared. Of course, a couple other videos. I would also suggest, if you can, get all or most of your money out of the bank accounts. Try to have the cash, and not the cash is worth something, but if it's in the bank and they seize the banks and close them out and seize your assets, you don't have any way to get money, just look at Greece. So I would try to get as much money as you possibly can out. Keep your cash in your house. Put it somewhere, keep it there. I would leave just the bare minimum that you can, just a little bit over your minimum in your checking account. Take all your cash out, save it. You should probably stock up on water, some batteries, flashlights, matches, candles, and maybe some food, canned food, stuff like that. Not fear-mongering, but if there's a blackout or something like that, if you don't have this stuff, it's going to be very hard to get your hands on it. Anyway, stay well, be balanced, namaste.